Hi, Althea.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm very happy to have you here today. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Althea?
Sure. Hi, world. I'm Althea Branton. Pronouns she, her. En français, my pronouns sont elle. I am the founder and skincare designer of Althea Branton. My name kind of sounds like a designer handbag, let's be real. And I am launching a skincare line, a gender fluid skincare line for black and brown bodies in 2023.
Fantastic. Can you tell us an achievement that you're very proud of?
Yes, absolutely. I'm proud to say that all the funds I needed to launch this line, I raised them on my own.
That's amazing. That is amazing. That's something to be proud of for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And it sounds really individualistic, but given through in the last couple of years,
Hmm.
I'm really, really genuinely grateful that I was able to gather the resources that I needed to bring this to life.
Yeah. Wonderful. So, could you speak to a piece of advice that you could offer others who would like to follow in your path?
A piece of advice:
Hmm.
don't let anyone tell you you can't or that your idea isn't viable, or that you lack knowledge, or you lack anything for that matter. I've learned in this entrepreneurial journey that a lot of the support out there assumes a few things. It assumes you lack knowledge, it assumes you lack resources, and let's be real, there's a lot of us that lack resources.
Yeah.
It assumes that you just lack overall. But the truth is for the most of us that choose this path, that choose to want to own and operate our own businesses, we come with an inherent set of skills that aren't recognized. For example, a newcomer has gone through the process of arriving in this country, countless hours of filling out forms and showing up to meetings and interviews, and that's a huge thing. Those skills can be totally transferred to running a business,
Mm.
but nobody recognizes that. It's seen as you don't have Canadian experience. You don't have the entrepreneurial mindset or whatever that is. A lot of it is rooted in capitalism, and we can go deeper if you'd like. But the one thing that I would say is you have so much already to run a business, and don't let anyone tell you that you don't.
Mm. So, what's kept you motivated and feeling inspired during the harder parts of entrepreneurship for you?
I think for me, it's been the people I'm serving.
Mm.
Because this skincare line has a very specific audience and a very targeted audience, I'm here for them. I'm not here to make investors look good or be a token example of anything. I'm here to serve my people, and that's it.
Mhm.
And plus, I just love what I do.
Mm. Is
I
that
did skincare.
why you decided to pursue your business?
Yes,
Mhm.
I at the beginning of the pandemic, when everything was shut down, schools, stores, like everything was shut down. It kind of made me think, okay, we were literally like walking around, and this is when like nobody really knew what COVID could do or how serious it was. And I started to think, we're literally staring death in the face every day. So if we're going to stare death in the face every day, and if every sneeze is going to be my last, I want to know that what I'm doing with the rest of the time that I have left on this earth is something that I adore, is something that makes my heart sing, is something that resonates down to my soul's toes.
Mm. Okay. Beautiful. And how would you like to see your business grow? How would you hope it would grow?
I hope it would grow organically. And I
Hmm.
know that's a term that's kind of thrown around a bit, but I don't believe in like the overnight like $1 trillion growth in like 3 nanoseconds kind of vibe that's out there right now. It's,
Mm.
as a parent, my child didn't develop in a day. So why is my business expected to do the same? It took time. It took a lot of nurturing. It took a lot of resources. It took conscious choices from my end. What am I putting in my body? How much rest am I getting? So I want it to grow, but I want it to grow at a steady and sustainable pace that works for me. And also, why do I have to adhere to what's out there right now? It doesn't align for me. It doesn't work for me. So why do I need to adhere to it? I want to practice the kind of business that is outside of these norms.
Hmm.
These
Hmm.
norms aren't sustainable. They're certainly not made for everybody. So why do I have to adhere to it? Why can I not create a path and a pace that works for me? So I'm going to do just that. If one day I sell 10 products, wonderful. If one day I sell 4, that's okay too, because life goes in ebbs and flows. It doesn't
Hmm.
just, we can't be, if it doesn't grow and expand in like a 1 month period and then I don't sell it off in like 5 months down the road for like a unicorn or whatever, to me, that's not where that's not why I'm here.
Yeah. Tell us more about your passion for your business. A little bit more about that.
The skincare part, I mean, skincare is my jam. I absolutely adore it. And I have always, always, always had a thing for skincare. I can remember there was a brand from Shoppers Drug Mart. It was called Rialto.
Hmm.
And I absolutely adored this stuff. It smelled like, it's supposed to smell like cucumber, sort of. But I just loved how it felt on my skin. I loved how it made me feel. Skincare for me isn't just about putting things on your skin and hoping to look younger. I mean, I don't believe in that. It was an experience. It was a moment where I could feel beautiful just as I am. I could feel unstoppable. I could feel like I could do anything just by taking that time to take care of me. So a lot of the products that I'm launching, a lot of that philosophy is behind that. This is more than just putting something on your skin to make it look pretty or
Hmm.
younger or what have you. This is about that moment that you take for yourself, that moment that you take to care for yourself. It's pleasure, it's joyous. And that in itself is a revolution.
Feeling good in your own skin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just saying no to everything that is telling you you have to look a certain way or you have to be a certain way. You don't have to be any way, but the way that you want to be. So my products are really a foundation for exploring what does that mean for me? I'm not here to tell anybody how to, I mean, if I was to tell anybody anything, it would be please cleanse yourself. Please cleanse your skin because there is a very significant movement out there that's telling people you don't have to do that in this era, in this time we find ourselves in with the pandemic and just this perfect storm of respiratory viruses. For the love of everything green and holy, please clean yourself. Clean your hands, legs, feet, all of it, all of you, cleanse all of you at some point, please
That's
and thank you.
interesting. I have never heard that.
Oh yes, there are actual brands, like skincare brands, that emphatically encourage people not to cleanse themselves, and that their products are a substitute for cleansing themselves.
Hmm.
I'm a firm believer in hygiene.
Mhm.
Wash your hands, wash yourself, wash your face, wash your legs. I don't know why people don't wash their legs. Wash everything. You have to keep yourself clean. It's how you stay healthy. That is the one thing that I will tell the world unapologetically. Everything else is up to you. It's your body. It's your skin. My
Mhm.
products are designed in such a way that you get to decide what that looks like for you. It's
Mm.
giving agency back to the customer.
I love that word, agency. Mhm. Is there a message you'd like to share with other women entrepreneurs aside from clean yourself?
Yes. I want to encourage women entrepreneurs to not fall into the trap of believing that they have to look and act and comport and be like their male counterparts.
Mm.
You don't have to, because a lot of that world is really rooted in toxic masculinity, in patriarchy, in capitalism, hierarchy on a whole. We need to create spaces for ourselves to be ourselves.
Mm. Mhm.
We don't need to fall into these traps of, oh, if your marketing isn't pain point marketing, which burns my cookies for the record. If it's not pain point marketing, then you're not going to do it. If your business doesn't follow a specific pattern, a path, then it's not going to work. We have to create spaces for ourselves to think and imagine and create, instead of, I need a 10-point business plan that's going to give me 3% growth every quarter, which is great if that's what you want to do. But we need to create spaces where women can just be women.
Yeah, yeah. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. That's for sure. And so, what made you sign up with the Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce?
I had been a member of other chambers of commerce,
Hmm.
and these other chambers just, there was nothing that really spoke to me. And I found the Canadian Women's Chamber of Commerce was really about advocacy for all women.
Hmm.
Sometimes the business space can be monochromatic, to say the least. It can be, it's not the most inclusive space in the world. There's certainly a lack of representation. As a queer Black woman, I don't fit into necessarily all Black entrepreneurial spaces. But
Hmm.
within the Women's Chamber of Commerce, I felt seen, I felt heard, I felt like my contributions and my experiences actually mattered, and that somebody would take my voice somewhere else that it needs to be.
Mm, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. So tell our listeners like how they can reach out to you and what they can reach out to you about.
Sure,
Mhm.
sure. So I I actually have two businesses because I started a business to fund my business.
Oh.
So yeah, which is how I can say I raised, by my second business, I raised the money to fund my skincare line, which, all the grants and whatever is out there in the world, just, yeah, that totally didn't work for me.
Mhm.
Uh, so my skincare line is eponymous. It's Althea Branton. So you can go to altheabranton.com, sign up for the waiting list. You can also go to Instagram. My handle is althea.branton, ALTHEA.Branton. The business that I started to fund this business is a creative consultancy called Transpose. Visit me at transpose.today. It was a domain that I bought for $3. And my Transpose Instagram handle is at transpose.today.
Excellent. And Transpose is what kind of business is that?
Sure. Transpose is a creative consultancy. So I do brand strategy and consulting for businesses owned by queer, trans people of the global majority, businesses that serve people of the global majority. So I do a lot of work in the underrepresented space. So it's a lot of, I also comment and talk a lot about curiarchy and entrepreneurship, and how these various systems of oppression affect how we carry on in business and how we do business. For example, assuming that everybody has access to resources to purchase high ticket items, assuming that, for example, my skincare line, which actually I was chastised for, which is really funny, the line features accessible packaging. So I've designed the packaging in mind that if you are a person with a disability, you can actually open the packaging and disperse and use the product in a way that will be accessible to you.
Wow.
And I've had people in the entrepreneurial space say, why would you do something like that? And I think to myself, okay, because there are a significant amount of disabled people in the world, and I would hope that my products could land with them too, but I'm not sure why you think it's a problem, which is a whole other conversation. So, yes, Transpose is an advocate for dismantling curiarchy and entrepreneurship.
Man, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to thank you so much for being with us, Althea, and sharing your gifts.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.